The Bureau of Labor Statistics released an American time use summary, and what they found was that the average American spends 2.9 hours a day watching TV. And the way that people watch TV today is, of course, Netflix. And the number one reason why most Americans feel like they cannot make more money or they cannot make a big financial change in their life is because they don't have enough free time. They say it takes 10,000 hours to become a master at anything. Well, if you spend 50 hours doing one thing, I can guarantee you're going to become pretty good at that one thing. And if you spend 500 hours learning and experimenting and trying one thing, you're going to become really good at that one thing. Well, if you work 49 weeks a year and you work 5 days a week out of those 49 weeks a year, and instead of spending 2.5 hours watching TV, you spend that 2.5 to 2.9 hours now learning, building, trying new things. That means after 1 year, even including holidays, including weekends, you're going to spend over 700 hours learning and building your own education on how you can work to earn more money. I can guarantee you that if you spend just 1 year, those 700 hours, and that's not including weekends or holidays, if you spend 700 hours in 1 year working and learning to earn more money, I guarantee you that 12 months from now, you are going to have a completely different mindset and skill set towards earning money, and you are going to know a lot of ways to earn more money. And even if you don't increase your income, 12 months from now, you're going to have the tools and the knowledge and the ability to do so. And now you're going to have more ability to now earn more money. That way you can build more wealth. Time is the number one most powerful tool that all of us have access to when it comes to building your wealth. And so now if you compare two people, one person comes home from work every single day, they sit on their couch, they watch Netflix for a couple hours to decompress, they hang out with their family, then they go to sleep. And then you compare person number two, where they come home from work, they spend time with their family, and then they spend a couple hours working on their business. They spend that time learning about how to manage their money. They spend that time learning how to earn more money. In 10 years, who do you think is going to have more earning capability? The person who's spending their free time watching Netflix, or the person who's spending their free time learning to earn more money? Yeah, it takes more work, it takes more hustle, it takes more time, but you have the ability to do so. And if you now can cancel that Netflix subscription, you are going to free up that free time, the most valuable asset that you have access to. That way now you can reallocate that access, not the money. I'm not worried about the $15 a month. I'm talking about this 2 to 3 hours a day that the average person is spending watching Netflix. If you can reallocate that asset, it costs you nothing to do so, but it can completely change the trajectory of your life, your money, and your wealth if you start learning. Because once you start learning, you can also start earning. But you can't do that unless you start learning and you start trying things. And that's not possible unless you have the ability to do so. I have made a lot of different investments in my career. I've invested in real estate. I've invested in stocks. I've invested in startups. I've invested in gold. I've invested in cryptocurrencies. But the one investment that has given me the best return out of all the investments that I made, and I started investing in real estate when prices were at the rock bottom after the 2008 crash. And still, the number one best investment that I have made was the investment in myself. Now, this best investment that I made isn't just the money that I spent now buying books, buying classes, hiring coaches, hiring consultants, but the time that I spent learning as well. I didn't grow up learning about money. I didn't grow up learning about entrepreneurship. I didn't grow up learning about financial education. All of these things were forbidden for me. I grew up in a very strict, traditional Indian household where I had to go out and become a doctor. In fact, I could either become a doctor or I could become a failure. Those were the only two options that I had. And so when I started learning about money, I went out of my way. This is back before YouTube was available. I had to go out and read books. That was the first time I ever read a book cover to cover. I hated reading. If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide on how to start generating passive income for free. All you gotta do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.